Hello everyone, this is Daryl Guberman. I am up here in Washington State. I traveled 3,000 miles. While your CEO at Boeing, Robert Kelly Ortberg, was getting interviewed about third quarter measures at Boeing is losing. He is the father of the MCAS system that killed 340 souls. I was in Washington, D.C. I wasn't invited. It was open door, so I went April 17th to support Sam Salipar. Look me up, Daryl Guberman, DARYL GUBERMAN, Boeing, BOEING, and you will see me. Hit images, you will see me all over the place. In fact, I was reported more than Sam Salipar that day, and I didn't know that. I didn't want that to happen. But I stood up with two pieces of paper that absolutely identified Boeing giving up on-site or relinquishing on-site audits to two pieces of paper. Send in your certificates, send in your paper, and we don't have to come visit you. We have Fortune magazine, Bloomberg, and so many others that listened to me, but they said we could not publish this, Daryl, that Boeing gave up supplier auditing for 22 years. This is a proud moment for me. And by the way, this goes to Lloyd, this goes to John Holden, the president of the union. Shame on you the first time for trying to shove this up the IAM 751's tuchus, or Pusan, or Wang, or Kula, or Dupa, or ass. I'm just telling you. You turned me away, and thus you turned away who I am. I traveled 3,000 miles to come see you, John Holden, because we have documentation that once presented to Boeing, they would have fell to their knees because the exposure of their lack in quality will not improve. If the union members signed off the contract tonight, that still wouldn't improve your quality. And you know what the worst thing is I've heard Robert Kelly Ortberg, we're going to change the culture. How can you change the culture when he should have been at each individual site that was voting, slapping their palms, shaking hands, and patting them on the back? Do you know what that shows about his leadership? It has failed already. I put in a 42-page document to reinvigorate Boeing's quality system, but your board is as bad as Kelly Ortberg and board members. You know who you are, Stephen Mollenkopf. Qualcomm. The FCC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, was investigating it for stock manipulation when you were the CEO. Also, very poor chips, bad chips, quality on your Android phones. I am so pleased, I am so happy, and I am so proud that IAM 751, now I went around to 14 or 15 different sites, asking people, talking with them, grabbing what they had to say. And all of them said, we have a bad morale there. Morale, Mr. Ortberg, comes from top down. By you being in Virginia, you already showed us the David Calhoun, the Dennis Muhlenberg kind of management. You have to get Daryl Guberman in there to put a Band-Aid, at least, on those 340 souls that are infested in you. I saw you give that interview today on CNBC, I think it was, and it's a shame. You could see it in your face. The stress. You were not a CEO today. You were just somebody on TV giving us the facts about third quarter losses and what we're going to do to try to save ourselves. I'm going to tell you this very simply. It is not the size of the dog in the fight that counts. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And Mr. Kelly Ortberg and the board, especially Stephen Mollenkopf, who pulled you out. I understand through the grapevine, as we did some research, that you were not only the CEO of Rockwell Collins, but at the same time you were the CEO of a subsidiary of Boeing called In Situ, which is very much a big impropriety. I do this because We have a lot of data. We have a lot of stuff, good stuff, after 40 plus years of quality. If you want to infuse the workforce at Boeing, if you want to get the company going where you can double the price of your share, you have to get me in there. You know, the old saying, risk and there will be a reward. No risk, no reward. Just remember that. I am in Washington State. Contact me. Or Mr. Ortberg. You have 340 Dybbuk's inside of your soul. No matter what you do, look at yourself. Look at it, because sometimes you cannot see it yourself. So let me be your mirror. You get in as CEO. The strike happens. During the strike, you buy a house. What is that telling the workforce? It's the same old, same old. You also make an announcement you're going to lay off 10% of the workforce. How does that make the rank and file feel about what they're doing, how they're doing it? That even though they're going to sign the contract, they're going to go back into the company, and probably 6 months, they're going to get laid off anyway. And then you're asking our government for a $15 billion buyout. Do you see this shirt? Let me tell you something. Look at it. I am the savior of Boeing. And yes, I am. I don't want your job, Mr. Ortberg, but give me the chance that I deserve to get into your facility and make quality what it should be. Quality what it used to be at Boeing. Quit talking to the people on Wall Street and talk to Daryl Guberman. At least I'll tell you this, and you may think this is wrong, I'm a Jewish guy. The guys you're talking on Wall Street are probably just the same. But with me, I do have ethics. I do have morals, and I do have characters. Not to say that they don't, but it is my job as who I am to illuminate the life, to bring structure back to Boeing. I leave it here. And by the way, Tony, I thank you. But Lloyd and John, may God have mercy upon your soul, because you know something? When you pushed me away on Saturday, Lloyd, you had already put the nail way deep into the coffin. You really did. If you had allowed me to see John Holden, this whole complexion probably would have changed for you. But do you know something? It is what it is. My telephone number is 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS@yahoo.com. And remember this, all of you who I've mentioned in here, it is, as David Foster Wallace would say, the truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. But as I say, Lloyd, John Holden, Tony, I say this humbly, I like you a lot, but I will say this. The truth will set you free, but not until Daryl Guberman is done with you and finished with you. And we're not. We came 3,000 miles to stand up and help IAM 751, and the management of the union did not listen. You deserve what you're going to get. It's only just begun. And I'm still here. I really, John and Lloyd, I really don't want to talk to you. But I will talk to Robert Kelly Ortberg, who ended up in Virginia rather than, you know what, as a boss, as a manager, as a CEO, he should have been at every site. He wants to win people over. That's the way to win them over. Sitting his tuckus down in freaking Virginia, that means ass, by the way. Sitting his ass in Virginia, giving a report about, the strike and about third quarter earnings, that doesn't make you a people person. And by the way, I respect you, sir, for your military service, Mr. Ortberg, Marines, but these people are not Marines. They are probably some veterans in there, but you have to listen to Daryl Guberman or you are doomed as your leader of Boeing. I mean it. 203-556-1493. And I look forward to somebody from Boeing calling me or somebody from the union. And Tony, I am forever grateful for your kindness. I thank you.